I'm going to show you one of my favorite mods on the Jeep Cherokee XJ. Instead of doing a transfer case drop or a slip yoke eliminator kit, I'm going to show you my favorite upgrade, which is a hack and tap. If you don't know what that is, it's the poor man's slip yoke eliminator kit. The way we're doing the hack and tap today only works because we have the 231 transfer case. If you have the 241, you will need the seal kit from Iron Rock. We're going to take the driveline off here. You just got to unbolt your pinion yoke, and then this will slide right out. So we need to leave at least 1.25 inches of spline. When we get it on the ground at ride height, we're going to measure from our pinion to the shaft, and then we'll put it back up in the air and cut it off flat. Now that's cut off, we're going to clean up the output shaft and the splines so our new yoke can go on easily, and we can test fit and check everything. I highly recommend the drill guide, but if you don't want to use it, you can use a hammer and a punch and line up the best you can. Okay, so we got it all drilled. The kit calls for about 1 1/8 inches, and we did a depth check and we're about 1.5 inches, and that's all right. Use some sort of coolant on your drill bit so you don't burn it out. If you're confident in your drill lineup, you can run a drill to tap it. Just go real slow and make sure you're not cross-threaded when you're lining up. I would recommend using a socket, or if you have a tap kit that has that little tool, that's the best way to get squared and lined up. When you're tapping, it's very important to break the chip. When you're cutting a thread inside of a hole, you're building up a chip in front of the cutting edge. If you don't back off every 2 or 3 turns, you're not going to break that chip, and it could mess up your thread. Now, the bolt that holds this on is the only thing holding this yoke on, so we're going to use some red Loctite to make sure that stays. The torque spec on it is 30 foot-pounds. Most of our movement's going to be in the slip yoke from the front drive shaft we're putting on. Looking at the slip joint here, it looks like we have enough room to tuck and still have some room for that to collapse as we go up. If you want to, you can add shims under your leaf springs to rotate that pinion up and get it in line with your drive line. We've made a lot of changes to this Jeep, so we're going to be checking everything when we're going off-road.